Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is going to be how to repair yourself post-narcissistic relationship. Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So this came in from a subscriber last week, and I put a lot of thought and effort into this, like I do all my videos, and I'm going to give you an overview here of how to repair yourself post-narcissistic relationship. This is just from my personal experience. It's insight and wisdom sharing with you how you can actually get over the hump no matter where you are on the healing path and no matter how long or recent the relationship ended. This is a tool. My hope is you're going to utilize it to benefit yourself and those around you. And here we go. So the first thing is when the narcissistic relationship is over, it's done. Most likely, you did not even realize that you were in an abusive, toxic, narcissistic relationship. Yes, you knew that something was wrong, and yes, you knew many things were wrong because you kept on ignoring the red flags, not listening to your instincts or trusting your gut. And this is exactly where the narcissist wanted you. So when you were in the relationship, as I mentioned on the channel many, many times, you were in the fog, you were confused. You were in a relationship that was completely one-sided, that benefited the narcissist. It did not benefit you. There is no such thing as a narcissistic relationship that benefits two people. It only benefits the narcissist. And it's not until you get the education, become awakened and aware that you understand that narcissism is prevalent on this planet called Earth, and that most likely you were in a toxic relationship with one. So the relationship has ended. At this point, what you need to do, and what I'm suggesting you do, and the path is to put so much time and effort and energy and love into yourself and take your time, process things, understand that what you just experienced, which is the narcissistic relationship, you were not prepared for. There is a high probability that you will have to learn terms, definitions, a whole glossary of terms that you're unaccustomed to, such as gaslighting, object constancy, flying monkeys. The list goes on and on. But this is something that you will need to do. You will need to understand the terms, the glossary, the definitions of this thing called narcissism and how it pertains to your relationship. Why, you may say? Why do you do that, Andrew? The reason why is this. Consider my channel and many others that are devoting our time and energy into this topic. This is basically your college level PhD class on how to become educated on narcissism. It's coming from people that know what they're talking about and people that have experience and insight. I'm speaking about myself personally here right now. But what I had to do, and I'm suggesting for you, is if the relationship ended recently, you need to understand the definitions, the glossary, the terms. And then what you will do is you're going to have to process a lot of things. You're going to have to learn how to understand that this was not your fault, that you were manipulated and you were taken advantage of. Another thing you will have to do is understand that if you were thinking that, why did it happen to me? Like, was I wrong? Did I contribute enough? Things like that. You're going to have to give yourself a break, which means not be so difficult on yourself. When the relationship first ends, believe me, you're in the fog, your head is spinning. Most likely you don't have a support system. You certainly don't have people around you that know what narcissism is and most likely have never experienced it. This is where you come in. You are going to have to be strong. You're going to have to dig deep within yourself. Be resilient. You're going to have a lot of courage, fortitude, commitment, devotion, dedication, and resilience, because this is the key to your healing path. Many people along the way don't make it. Many people along the way don't ever get the education. They don't look it up. They don't research it. They don't find channels like mine and many others. And again, thank you for being here. But they don't. They just think, okay, that was a bad relationship. I'll move on. And maybe they play the victim for the rest of their life. There's a whole litany of things that could happen, and I'm not saying that anyone is right or wrong for having found out what narcissism is. I'm just saying that if you're on the channel right now, you are very fortunate. Having said that, to put yourself back together and to understand what's going on, to repair yourself, you're going to have to be very kind with yourself. You're going to have to take your time. You see, the healing path is not a race. There is no timetable for who crosses the finish line first. This is an individual thing that you must do on your own. Again, as I mentioned many times on the channel, I can talk with you for hours and hours, and so can many other people. Therapists, counselors, people that have gone through it, people that have experienced it. This is great. It's how you're going to get insight. It's how you're going to compare your story with theirs and get more and more education. And you will have more and more light bulb moments, I can assure you. We'll get into that in a minute. The whole thing is that this is your path. So why did this happen to you? It happened to you because most likely you are an empath. And I'm certain you did not have boundaries. And I'm certain you were a people pleaser and you wanted to contribute. But above all, I know you were manipulated. You weren't prepared for what has happened. Now we need to put the pieces of the puzzle together, spend our energy, devotion, time, and effort on ourselves, which in this case is you, and give yourself a break. Understand that this is not a race to heal. I know you want the magic pill. You want me to be able to wave a wand, boom, and you're cured. You're back to normal. That cannot happen. The only way you will repair yourself is by using your time, your energy, and your love and your empathy on yourself. You see, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you put the narcissist first and foremost. I know you did. Those days are over. Whether the relationship ended yesterday or 30 years ago, you now have to take all of that energy that you put into the relationship that completely decimated you, by the way, because I know it did, financially, social circle, and many other ways. But this now goes into you because your path now is the healing path. You're going to repair yourself. This will go very slowly, very, very slowly, but that's the proper way to do it. Becoming educated on the topic and understanding exactly how you fit into the toxic narcissistic relationship is another factor. You see, you didn't know you were in the relationship, and you need to understand that you were manipulated and you were taken advantage of, and you can't believe that people even exist like this on this planet. They do. They never had your best interest at heart. They didn't love you. They have no empathy. All they wanted to do is take from you until you became wise and understood that, wow, this person's toxic. I want nothing to do with them, or until they discarded you. That's how it works. But to repair yourself, this is a slow path. There is no race. Everyone's timeline is different. Some people have healed out of relationships in a few months. Some people, it takes decades. It doesn't matter. I am not trying to trigger you or upset you or scare you. I'm letting you know it's not a rush. You need to focus on yourself because you have a lot of inner work to do, which leads me to the next step, inner work. Perhaps, and I'm suggesting this, but perhaps you had some issues when you were younger, maybe when you were a child, some childhood issues that you did not resolve. I've mentioned on the channel many times that I had one. My mom died when I was 16, and I never grieved properly. That led me to becoming a people pleaser and to me always putting myself second and contributing more so to each and every person I met, including complete strangers and ultimately the narcissist, until I got discarded and I understood, wow, I have a lot of work to do, which is what I did. So, having said that, if you have issues or there's something that in the back of your mind you know isn't quite resolved from when you were younger, I strongly suggest you address that. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. I'm just letting you know from my experience that was the key to me getting where I am here right now. The next thing is you need to understand that your family and friends will not understand what you are going through. They may listen to you for hours on end. Eventually, they will get tired of listening to it, I can assure you. They just won't have the bandwidth. They won't have the understanding of what narcissism is. You need to accept this. You need to understand that, yes, what you did experience was real. It actually changed you forever. But most people, most average people that don't experience this, they don't know what you're talking about. And you can read in a book and take all the classes you want to on narcissism. Unless you actually experience it, you don't know firsthand what it's about. It's not like you broke a bone, and we all have bones, and you broke a bone and the doctor said it and you're back to normal, because we can all do that. Hopefully you didn't break a bone, but you get my point. Narcissism is when your identity is stolen. Your sense of self is decimated. Your boundaries are crushed. You are isolated on an island, most likely in your own house, and you don't know where to turn. Well, the whole time while that's happening, the exterior, the world outside thinks that you're in a kind, loving, beautiful, healthy relationship. You aren't. You weren't. You never will be. So getting back on track with this, bear in mind your friends and family, they will not understand what you're talking about. They will try. They will be there for you, my hope is, but they won't get it. So that's okay. The next thing is finding a therapist or finding online courses or reading or watching YouTube videos like the one you're watching here with me right now. These will be instrumental in your healing. They will be. If you actually can communicate and get in touch with someone that knows what they're talking about, this will help you because they can resonate with you. They could tell. I'll use myself as an example. If I were to talk to you right now, I know I'm talking to you on the video, but if I were talking to you on a one-on-one session, I would be able to tell you pretty much the timeline where you are on your healing path just by listening to the words and how you express yourself and watching your beautiful face. That's how I can figure it out, and I can do it rather quickly. Again, am I a doctor or am I a therapist? Absolutely not. But do I know what you're experiencing? 100%. Having said that, the ways to repair yourself also are when the time is right. Get out, experience new things. This is when the healing path, when you're further along on it. Change up your routine, change up your scenery, paint the house different, move locations if you can. Remember, with the narcissist, you're always blocking them, going no contact, removing flying monkeys and any people you have in contact with them, and you are not looking back. You're not. Remember that. It's very powerful, and it's instrumental in your healing, or for this video, the reparation of you. But when you're along the healing path and when you're moving forward, you need to get out, do something, take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book, go for a run, do something different, change up your whole scenery, change up your whole day. Because the structure of the day post-narcissistic relationship, I can assure you, it was one of the most detrimental, mind-spinning, in the fog experiences you've ever had. You probably lost weight. You probably didn't know if you were coming or going or what day of the week it was. Most likely, you cried for hours on end or were upset. You couldn't process it, but you did. You fought through it, and here you are now. So that's the next thing. And then ultimately, because this video, I can't make this longer than a couple more minutes. To repair yourself also, you need to understand that it wasn't your fault. You need to allow time to grieve. You need to allow time to process what has happened, and that the relationship wasn't what you thought it was. All those pictures you saw, all those trips you took, all those experiences you had, you were with the narcissist, but that person was not. They were there physically with you, but mentally they were checked out. They were somewhere else because they were probably getting other sources of supply and things like that. But this video is all about you. Before I close the video out, I want to let you know that this is your time. This is your time to invest in yourself, put all of your time and energy into yourself, and do what you feel comes natural. Don't force anything. Don't do anything that doesn't feel authentic to yourself. And when you let go and you actually process and you understand that that relationship was toxic, you never want to be in one of those again, but you had to go through it to get to here where you are right now, which is the 100% the truth. You had to get here. Then you can process things and you can say to yourself, okay, it's over with. I get it. I had to learn that lesson. I didn't want to. I didn't want to experience this, but I did. And that's part of my lineage. It's part of my life. It is certainly part of my history. But now is when I flip the script, change the chapter, and move forward on me being the best version of myself. That is I speeded up that part of it, but that's where you need to be. You see, to repair yourself properly, it takes so much time, courage, wisdom, fortitude, resilience, dedication, commitment. But most of all, as I mentioned on the channel, it takes you. Nobody can do this work for you. I can be sitting there right next to you for the next 5 years in a row. I can't do the work for you. I really can't. Just like no one can do the work for me. So in time, when you're ready, you will heal. And my hope is you heal properly. And my hope is, again, you do find love or make new friendships or change sceneries or take the class or do the things you always wanted to do, but you didn't do when you were in the narcissistic relationship. Remember, I say this a lot in this exact video. Give yourself a break. It wasn't your fault. But now that we have the education and we're awakened and becoming aware, we owe it to ourselves to utilize these skills, utilize these tools, utilize the terms, the glossary, the definitions of what we experienced to our benefit, to maintain, build, and grow boundaries, and to move forward and to make our version of our lives the best we possibly can. That is how to repair yourself in a nutshell. Sincerely, 15 minutes can't even do this justice. This would probably take me, honestly, probably 60 hours to put together. But I wanted to do it in this quick video to give you an outline of how you can do it and how you should do it and how you will do it. Remember, the key for this video, before I close it out, is you. You are the key. You're the one that experienced the toxic relationship. You're the one that had to fight through the fog. You're the one that got abused mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, intellectually, every way possible. You're the one that needs to pick yourself up by the bootstraps, get the dust off, and move forward. That's what you need to do. And my hope is in time you will. I actually know you will because you're on the channel. Guys, that's the outline. I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Listen, like I said, I could not do this video justice in 15 minutes. So it's a brief outline to let you know because a subscriber requested this. So my hope is that everyone here gets some benefit from this video. I will be doing a new series coming up, which I'll get into tomorrow, and it will touch on this again. But the whole idea is that each and every day you're watching a video and or each and every day you're becoming educated, that you are actually learning and growing and moving forward. I love you so much. God bless you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.